I'm making my cheese-filled pierogi, which are chewy dumplings filled with fluffy ricotta, salty bacon, sweet cooked onion. What's not to love? I'm starting by crisping up my bacon. I'm rendering the fat so that I can use it to cook the onions, and then later on, I'll finish up the pierogi by crisping them in some bacon fat too. Okay, I'll get my bacon out of the pan and transfer it to a wire rack so that it stays crispy. I'll set this aside and then drain off most of my fat, leaving some of it in the skillet to help cook the onion. I've got one large white onion that I'll finely chop. This will add some really lovely sweetness. I'll toss this onion into the skillet. I'll stir these around and let them cook over medium-high for a good 10 to 12 minutes so that they can get brown and soften and extra sweet. While my onion finishes up cooking, I'll get going on the rest of my filling. I've got some ricotta cheese here, which will be fluffy and creamy and hold everything together. I'll add 1 cup of it. And then I've got a baked potato. It's been going at 350 for an hour, then it's cooled slightly. And I'll just coarsely chop it to break up any big pieces of peel and make it easier to mash. And I'm mashing this to taste, okay? I'll add some chopped chives for freshness, and it looks so pretty, like little confetti. I'll chop and add most of my bacon. I'll reserve some of it for sprinkling on the pierogi at the end. I'll add a bit more salt, and this is just to taste. Add some black pepper. Onion is brown, it's smelling sweet. I'll add half of it to the filling and then reserve the other half for when I saute the pierogi. I could eat this filling alone and be satisfied. I'm getting excited. Let me get my dumpling dough. What I love about pierogi dough is that it's soft and chewy and enriched. It's also really easy to make. Just whisk together flour and salt, then make a well and pour in a combination of warm water, Greek yogurt, and an egg. Mix that until you get a shaggy dough. Knead until it's soft and slightly sticky. And let it rest in the fridge for 1 hour. Now it's time to roll and stuff. Dust my counter with a little flour. And roll this out until it's 1/8 of an inch thick. Okay. And I will cut out my circles using a 3-inch cookie cutter. Fill it with a heaping tablespoon of my filling, and then fold these into a half-moon shape, pinching the edges to seal. I'll curl the edges over onto themselves and give them a good pinch, just like that. Like a little smile. I'll place this on a baking sheet that I've dusted with some flour and keep on shaping. I'm ready to cook. I've got some boiling salted water here. I'll cook these in batches and boil them for a few minutes until they float to the top. While they cook, I'll get my reserved bacon fat heating in my skillet. I'll get them out of the boiling water and shake off as much excess water as I can. That sizzling is what I want to hear. I'll allow these to cook undisturbed over medium-high heat for a few minutes per side so that they can develop that crisp texture. Oh, look at that color. I'll flip these over and get them that color on the other side too. All right, I'll add some of my reserved onion and crumble in some of my reserved bacon to get a double dose of bacon and onion. I love serving it like this because you get more texture, more flavor that way. What is more delicious than a pile of pierogi? I'll dollop on some sour cream for necessary cooling creaminess and sprinkle with chives. Oh yeah, it's happening. Some black pepper. Oh yeah. That is a pile of plump perfection right there.